Persuasive Speech. Audience members are Christina Bernardsdale and Danny Cook. In today's foster care and adoption processes, there's one group of individuals that really advocate for the child against any personal satisfaction, against anything for themselves. Their main goal is what is best for this child, and that's the CASA organization. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates, and throughout my speech I will be discussing their bond that they make with the child that they are assigned to, the usefulness of how they take their notes and what that purpose is for, and also how they can advocate for that child. And throughout this process, if it seems like something that maybe you have the time for, maybe you really feel strongly on helping a child that's in the foster care program, you can contact CASA and become one of their volunteers. In foster care, when my daughter was going through it, we had her and she had several workers throughout that process. The CPS worker was one of the lead CPS workers for the Tarrant County area, and because of that, she had a lot of work on her plate, and she couldn't really maintain all the information that she could have because she had so much information coming from her from different directions. The foster agency changed workers numerous times because one would either move or change jobs or didn't want to do that type of work anymore. But throughout the foster care process, she only had one CASA worker. And that CASA worker is only paired with one child because they want that CASA worker to not only bond with that child, but they want to prevent that child from being lost in the shuffle or being dropped through the cracks. My daughter's CASA worker was awesome. She was there for everything. She was there from the time that she got assigned to her until the time that the parents' rights were terminated for her to move into the adoption process. And it's because of that volunteer that she was able to exceed in a lot of areas that she needed to. With the different workers being shuffled in and out all the time, you can see where a child can get lost in the cracks. If a caseworker is overloaded, which a lot of the times they are, just because of the short number of social workers in our state for the foster care of a child, 10 kids, you might forget about a detail of one of them, or you might forget something that's important for that one child. But that's where the CASA worker comes in and takes her notes. Every time she meets with that foster family, she asks the progression of the child, how the child is doing, any medical needs that they may have found to come up, or how that child's interacting with the birth parents. Have they noticed the child regressing when that birth family comes in for their visit? Lastly is the advocacy part of the CASA, which is one of the most important parts. Because they are court appointed, they're the only ones that can go directly to the judge and say what's best for that child. If CPS is going to make a mistake by giving a child back to a family that shouldn't have their child back because it would be dangerous for that child, or maybe they're taking the child away from a family that's doing everything that they're supposed to do and that really do deserve their child back, the CASA worker can intervene and say CPS is actually wrong in this instance. This is what needs to happen because of these notes I've taken here and the progress that we've seen. In conclusion, CASA is a tremendously important organization that can truly advocate for a child, and they do it for the child because they are volunteer basis. For more information on CASA, please visit texascasa.com. That's Texas CASA, cary.3gp.com for information to find your local